everybody, this is Jewelyn. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my monthly edition of Pot of Fame, August edition, focusing on why not trailing houseplants. It is my birthday month. I thought it'd be fun to switch things up since I did previous months focusing on some cactus and some succulents. So I figure, you know what do I really love in my plant collection? And I was like, Jewelyn, trailing houseplants. So for this birthday month, Pot of Fame, I want to go ahead and focus on some of my trailing houseplants. Let me know down in the comments below if you also enjoy my monthly series. So in no particular order, I'm just going to go ahead and talk about them. And I have a bunch of trailing plants. So in this month's Pot of Fame, I will be hand picking and selecting a few of my trailing houseplants. Although I do want to share my string of hearts because that is probably my most favorite stunning trailing houseplant in my whole collection, but I do spotlight it a lot, so we're gonna spotlight other plants in today's episode. Let me know down in the comments below if you like my monthly series of Pot of Fame. So the first one that I want to talk about, which is very surprising, is my Peperomia, and as you can see, it is doing really good in this plastic hanging planter, which my prayer plant didn't do good in. I don't know if it's because this was on the other end of my wire hanging system, which is like the closest one to this part of my entryway. And if you take a look here, if the camera can pick it up, there is a lot of baby leaves here. So I think it's doing really well in this planter for some odd reason. There's tons of new growth here and they're just popping out everywhere. And I am loving the long, cute trails on this. I think it's a very fun Peperomia to have. I mean, even take a look at how small this little baby leaf is coming through. It is adorable. This is probably my one trailing Peperomia in my collection. If I'm not mistaken, Peperomias are really like wide range variety of foliage and colors and variety. I think when I do my collection series, which will be coming up very shortly, I will be spotlighting my Peperomia collection because I definitely have a lot. Let me know down in the comments below if you have this Peperomia. I believe I got this one from the Rose Bowl flea market in Pasadena. I love the variegation and it has that nice soft leaf texture to it. And it's doing really well considering it's in this plastic hanging basket, and it's going to continue living where it lives now because it's doing really well. But very surprising to see this guy take off in this plastic planter, and I'm very happy to spotlight it in the month. Here's one that is not really traily yet, but it's getting there, and this is a very slow grower, and this is the neon pothos. I absolutely love this plant, and if you can see, there's a new leaf that popped up right here, and then there's another new leaf here that popped up here. Here's a new one, and then here's the last one that's unfurling right here. If you take a look at this, let me turn the plant around so you can see. Here it is, slowly unfurling for me, and I just kind of am interested in the variegation here that's pulling through. It's such a stunning plant to have. I have it in a cobalt blue planter, which I think I probably got from Las Vegas. And this is currently living in my bathroom, believe it or not. This is a very delicate plant, so it rotates between my bathroom and my shelf inside of my home. At one point in the beginning, it was living in my patio, but I switched it up and I placed it into my home. So it rotates between my shelf by my kitchen and my bathroom, and so far it's been loving my bathroom because I see new growth here, but definitely wanted to go ahead and spotlight my neon pothos in the month of August Pot of Fame. Next one is probably my first trailing houseplant that I think I ever gotten in my newest collection. So I had this plant for over a year now, probably a year and a half. Now this thing was lush and full. If you watch my videos from last year, you always kind of spotlight this one in the background on my Tiffany blue table. And at one point it was living there for a good minute, and then it just kind of looked a little crazy. So I moved it into my house, and it's kind of just been living on my shelf and in the bathroom. And I will be doing an updated Meet My Plant episode featuring this guy because I will go ahead and fix him up, and you'll see why I'm gonna want to do that. And this plant it's a hardy plant for a house plant. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the condition of it. So this is what's left of my Marble Queen Pothos. and it was definitely fuller when I first had it and when it was living in my Tiffany blue section on my Tiffany blue table, and it was nice and full like my Pothos and Joy here, but for some reason I think it didn't like when I traveled a lot and where I had it in my patio, so I switched it up and I placed it inside of my home, and it's just kind of going in between my plant shelf and my bathroom right now. But if you can see, there's a lot of like empty spots here, and if you take a look at all of the roots here, so what I'm gonna do in an upcoming episode is I'm going to feature this guy and fixing him up, propagating him to get more fuller babies, and then repotting those rooted babies once it gets roots into this plant to fill it up. That is what I plan on doing in an upcoming video, because it definitely needs to be propagated and kind of spruced up, if you know what I mean. There's a lot of trails here, and this plant is super easy to propagate. Porthos is a very forgiving plant, great for beginners, and it's very simple how you propagate this guy. So if you look here, there's all these little aerial roots here, or nodes. You basically cut here and then stick these guys into water, and then they'll shoot off water roots, and then you can go ahead replant them in the same planter if you want. So definitely I would want to focus on this side, filling it up, and then it'll be nice and full again. So stay tuned for an episode, because as you can see here, there's no leaves here and then a bunch here, so this is going to be another cutting I'm going to do. But the longest trail is this long here, so a lot of new growth here. And if you take a look, there is a lot of new growth popping through. So I have this little guy popping out very slowly, and it's giving me a lot of new growth. Here's another guy here popping up, and it's an easy plant to grow, but it definitely had seen better days, and I will fix it up for you guys in an upcoming episode. Let me know if you guys are interested in seeing that, but it'll definitely be a good spruce for this plant, and I love it. I love variegated foliage. It's so stunning. But yeah, definitely needs a little TLC in an upcoming video. One in front of me here. So do you guys remember my silver satin pothos cutting that I got maybe a couple weeks ago? Well, I potted up into a planter one night because I seen the roots going off, and it is in a beautiful white planter that I got at Orchards, which by the way is closing. Can't believe it. And look at all the trails here. So I got one trail here, I got another trail here, and then another trail here. And if you take a look here, I see a brand new leaf popping out at the end. How adorable is that? This thing has taken off so well. This is off of a cutting from the mother plant, and I see two trails happening with the brand new leaf. So definitely an easy grower. I love the texture of the silver satin pothos. So we got a lot of pothos guys in today's video, which is neon pothos, the marble queen pothos, silver satin pothos, and I have like I think one more pothos to share with you guys, maybe two, so we'll see. But definitely love the vibe that this gives off. I love the long textured leaf here, has that satin finish to it. The variegation is so stunning. If you ever come across this houseplant, I highly recommend it. I got this variation, and then I got the variation with smaller leaves. Definitely a fun plant to have, and I'm so stoked that I was able to share with you guys this particular pothos for the month of August. I have my heartleaf philodendron. It is taking off like crazy. I have a bunch of babies propagated into dirt behind me, which I'm gonna do the same thing for this plant. I'm going to cut it to make it a little bit shorter, still have long trails, and then fill up the planter. And I actually gave Tanya a cutting in yesterday's video, which she was really stoked about. Here it is. I mean, look at it. I can just do this like my string of hearts. There is so much growth on here. It is hanging in my shelf area, I think on the top portion of it, and there's tons of new growth, as you can see here, and they are just popping up everywhere. Here's like a little brand new leaf here. Oh my gosh, how precious is this? Take a look at this. How cute. That is like the most cutest little leaf. I am in love with this plant. It's definitely loving like the bathroom, because I do store this in my bathroom store. I do keep this in my bathroom when I am out of town, and it apparently loves the bathroom. So here it is. A lot of trails happening here. Very fun plant to have. But what I think I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna cut it probably around here, still keeping all of these trails, and then propagate these guys to fill up the planter, and then fill up on this end, I think is what I'm going to do. Or I could just kind of see where it's at after I untangle it and make some decisions about propagating it so that I can get more cuttings and then fill up this planter. But this is a very happy plant, super easy to propagate. I've given so many plant friends cuttings off of this mother plant, and I highly recommend getting this plant if you're new to plants. And as you can see, like, I'm trying to untangle it because it gets tangled quite easy, and I'm sure once I get it untangled it'll get even longer. So definitely easy and forgiving plant, and I do mist all the trails when I do my misting weekly to stimulate growth. And as you can see, it's a very happy camper. So definitely had to include this guy for the month of August pot. So I pulled this one off of my shelf, literally right behind me. It lives on the corner and it trails up the shelf, and this is like the main guy that trails all the way up past the shelf. And this is my golden Pothos. As you can see, it's a very easy grower. I have like multiple wire hooks here trying to get the trails to some kind of position here. I could do several things with this guy. I could easily propagate it. As you can see, there's a lot of nodes, area roots here. Or I can go ahead and get a moss pole and get it to grow a little bit higher. Or I can keep letting it growing up to the top of my shelf. I kind of love that vibe. When I walk into my house, I see that all the time, and I love the vine going up my shelf on the side. So let me know down in the comments below if you have this plant. Very easy grower. All of this is new growth, and if you take a look even down here, I can lift it up. It's in a cobalt blue planter. There is growth even coming through on the bottom right here. So definitely an easy plant to grow. This has been in my collection, yeah, for over a year now. But look at all this, like, look at this trail here. This goes all the way up my plant shelf, and I think I love the look of the jungle vibes. It's definitely about just as tall as me, and I think I'm gonna just leave it as is. I mean, I could easily find like a point like right here and then propagate this and make more cuttings off of this, and this would even be good to trade cuttings with friends. What I would do if I wanted to give a cutting to a friend is I would maybe cut here and then on the bottom here so that this can get into water, or even here, take this leaf off and then stick this whole thing into water. And I mean, you can get multiple cuttings. I would cut here, I would cut here, but we'll see what I do. I really love the trailing vibe that goes up the side of my plant shelf behind me that I get to look at every time I walk in and out of my space. But we'll see. I might get into the moss pole. I know you guys mentioned that with my big Monstera George, which lives behind me in the back portion of my patio. But I definitely wanted to include this guy in my August pot of fame because I never really talk about him. And this has been one of my longest standing houseplants in my current collection. And I got this in Las Vegas, I believe. And again, such an easy grower. Here's another brand new leaf and then one more popping up here. If you are new to houseplants, looking for a plant, highly suggest this one, especially if you like jungle vibes in your space and easy to propagate and trade cuttings with. Here is what it's looking like growing up on the side of the shelf and by the entryway to my studio. So that is the current look. We'll see what I do to it in the next coming weeks. Hope you enjoy the month of August pot of fame trailing houseplant edition, which is a special episode for my birthday month. And I know I wanted to dedicate this video to all things trailing, but it's my birthday and I really wanted to include my birthday plant giving me a new leaf. Like, unbelievable. It's been living in my bathroom since I've gotten it. So this is just a little bonus. This is my raindrop peperomia, which I'm obsessed with, and it is giving me a new leaf. Do you see that? Like, how adorable is that? They got one new leaf here and then another one that's about to spruce up in the next upcoming days. But anyway, just a little bonus because I love this plant, but it's not trailing. But it did just give me a new leaf in my bathroom, and I don't know what it's going to look like in the next upcoming weeks. But if it's giving me a new leaf for the month of September, which is coming up shortly when I do film my September Pot of Fame, I will go ahead and give this guy a shout out. But that was just a little bonus. I hope you guys enjoyed the month of August Pot of Fame, my special birthday edition featuring some of my trailing houseplants. I will definitely do some propagation, and I will do a propagation video in the near future propagating a bunch of my houseplants, and I will focus on my trailing houseplants first and get them propagated, and then we will put them back into the planter to get them nice and full, which is something I look forward to in the next upcoming weeks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys haven't already, give this video a thumbs up. This is my 4th video I am filming in a row, and I did work all morning and I did a workout after that, so I had to really psych myself up to get all of this content filmed for today because I am leaving tomorrow to Las Vegas for the work week, which is Labor Day weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing Ebby, my mom, my family, my plants, but I will definitely come back next week for a couple of days before I head to Arizona to work in the studio as well as work on my plant collection. So stay tuned for more videos for the month of September. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed all of the videos that I was able to put up for the month of August. And I am traveling every week for 3 months: July, August, and September. We'll see October. I may even travel every week in October, but I do look forward to filming plant content in my patio space and seeing all of my plants grow on me in this beautiful space of mine. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it inspired you. Let me know down in the comments below what was your favorite trailing houseplant that I included in today's video. Do you have this plant? Is it trailing just as long as mine? Not including my string of hearts, which I wanted to include in this video, but I spotlighted so much. We're just gonna let it live in the bathroom, and we'll talk about it in upcoming videos. You can find more on my blog at ILOVEJEWELYN.blogspot.com, and I'll see you guys, I guess maybe in Las Vegas. I'll definitely have to film some videos out there in the next coming days. Thanks for supporting my channel, and I'll see you guys soon. Aloha from Santa Monica. Bye!